Hello everyone and welcome to the course of Mechanical System Design, in which we are starting a new unit named Design of Machine Tool Gearboxes. In this unit we will learn how to design gearbox for a lathe machine. In the introductory topic we will discuss about need of gearbox and various laws of speed regulation. Gearbox is needed in a machine tool to achieve various speeds. In order to understand why various speeds are to be achieved in a gearbox, let us try to understand the economics of metal cutting operation. The total cost of metal cutting operation comprises of two major costs, such as tool cost and machining cost. All these three costs are plotted in this graph, which is between two variables, that is cost per piece and cutting speed. Let us discuss about the tool cost considering Taylor's tool life equation given by Vt raised to n equal to C, where V is the cutting speed in meters per minute, T is tool life in minutes, n and C are the constants which are determined experimentally for given tool workpiece material combination. Which means once the tool workpiece material combination is fixed, the value of n and C will remain constant. Thus, cutting speed and tool life are inversely proportional to each other, which are reflected with the help of this blue curve in this plot. At lower cutting speeds, tool life will be higher, which results in lower tool cost, whereas at higher cutting speed, tool life will be lower, which results in higher tool costs. However, at lower cutting speed, the machining operation will take longer time, which increases other associated costs of machining, which are shown by orange colored curve. These are generally overhead costs such as use of electricity, operator cost, and other overheads. At higher speeds, cutting operation will take lesser time and the machining costs will be lower. Total cost is combination of these two costs and they are represented by grey colored curve in this diagram. It can be observed that the total cost is minimum at a particular cutting speed. This cutting speed is called as the economical cutting speed or optimum cutting speed. This economical cutting speed is a characteristic of given tool workpiece material combination. The cutting speed is related to the spindle speed through the diameter of the workpiece by this formula V equal to pi dn by 1000, in which d is the diameter of workpiece and n is the spindle speed. Thus, if the tool and workpiece material combination is changed, the optimum cutting speed for that particular combination will be different. Therefore, spindle should be able to achieve various cutting speeds so that the machining operation is carried out in the most economical way. But the prime mover used in a lathe machine is an electric motor, which is generally a constant speed prime mover. We need a gearbox to achieve different speeds at the spindle. This is the primary requirement of a gearbox in a machine tool. Let us consider one more reason by an example. For a given tool workpiece material combination, V optimum is known. If we are machining a workpiece of diameter d1, then the optimum spindle speed n1 can be determined by this formula, which is rearranged formula obtained from the formula of optimum cutting speed. Over the period of time, if the diameter d1 reduces to d2 and if still the spindle is spinning at n1, then the machining operation is not being carried out in the most economical speed. Now, in order to achieve the same cutting speed, the spindle speed has to be changed. and it has to be changed to N2, which can be calculated by N2 equal to 1000 V optimum upon pi d2. Thus, it can be concluded from this small example that if there is a significant change in the diameters of the workpiece, although the tool and workpiece material combination is the same, the spindle has to be run at two different speeds so that the cutting speed is always optimum. This is the second requirement why we need a gearbox in a machine tool. It should also be noted that the range of speed a spindle can achieve also determines the range of diameters which this lathe can turn economically. Let us understand the next step of gearbox design. The first decision the designer has to take is how many number of speed steps should be there in the gearbox when the speed range is defined. Let us consider an example in which the speed range is 100 rpm to 1200 rpm. Designer 1 chooses Z equal to 4, that means total number of speed steps equal to 4 for the same speed range. Designer 2 chooses Z equal to C between same speed range. For a given tool and workpiece combination, optimum spindle speed can be calculated by this formula. Let us say this optimum cutting speed is 600 rpm. It is depicted in this fashion in red color in this diagram. Now the operator of lathe 1 will run the lathe either at N2 or speed N3 because exact optimum spindle speed cannot be achieved. Similarly, the operator of lathe 2 will run the lathe either at speed step N3 or N4. In both the cases, there will be loss of economic cutting speed. However, the loss of economic cutting speed will be lesser in a second gearbox. The discussion is valid for any spindle speed which is optimum. A gearbox having larger number of speed steps will always have a speed step very close to the optimum spindle speed. Therefore, it results in loss of economic cutting speed across its speed range as compared to a gearbox having lesser number of speed steps. Thus, we can conclude that higher the speed steps, lower is the loss of economic cutting speed. However, the gearbox will be larger, complex and expensive. It should be noted that expensive gearbox is the problem of initial investment. It is a one-time investment. However, the loss of economic cutting speed will be incurred throughout the life of the gearbox. Hence, it is advisable to design the gearbox which is having the highest number of speed steps within given constraints. Now, this discussion can be extended to the automotive gearboxes as well. Automobiles are driven by the prime movers which are not of constant speed. They use IC engines which are variable speed prime movers. Although they are a variable speed prime mover, there exists a very narrow band of speed in which either it is having lower emission or it is having lower fuel consumption. Now gearboxes has to be designed in such a manner that the engine should always run close to the speed range in order to achieve lower emissions and better fuel economy. That is the reason, as far as recent trends in automotive gearboxes is concerned, we are seeing more and more number of speed steps in the gearbox. In some of the vehicles, we can see number of speed steps as high as 10 in automobiles as well. Once the speed range has been defined and number of speed steps are defined by the designer, the next decision designer has to take is in what manner these speed steps must be distributed in the entire speed range. Laws of speed regulation will give this guideline of distribution of speed steps. We will be focusing on two important laws of speed regulation. One of them is arithmetic progression or AP, in which difference between two successive speeds is constant. This difference AT is given by Nmax minus Nmin upon Z minus 1. Another law is geometric progression or GP, in which ratio between two successive speeds is constant. The geometric progression ratio phi is given by Nmax upon Nmin raised to 1 upon Z minus 1. Nmax upon Nmin is also represented by Rn, which is called as range ratio. Now we have to understand relative merits and demerits of both these laws so that as a designer we can take the correct decision for designing the gearbox, which we will see in the next lecture. Thank you.